get ready for a little Oriental tonight. I'm going to make a beef and broccoli stir fry. I've saved some bones from some other steaks that I had. And I made a nice little broth. I'll show you this a little bit later. And tonight I'm going to use a little bit of brown rice, a quarter cup of brown rice, and a quarter cup of white rice. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hey, these are going to cook at two different times. How can you cook them together? But that's what I want. I want the white rice nice and soft, and the brown rice a little al dente. It'll give it a little texture to the meal. Now I'm going to use this brown broth to cook the rice and also as my sauce in the broccoli beef stir fry. And all I did is I just put some bones in the freezer till I had a few. I took the tops off some green onions and some other things I had, some garlic. Just throw that all in there and let it simmer. That's going to be very flavorful. Now to get this started, I cut the the chuck up very thin slices. You'll see here nice thin pieces, and I've been marinating that for about a half hour in soy sauce. So I'm not going to need any salt in this. I'm going to take a couple of green onions, a few mushrooms, of course our broccoli. We're going to cut this into little florets, and our mixture of rice, a little black pepper. I'm going to add one other little touch to this. I'm going to put a little Old Bay in this. I think it's going to be good. And I didn't have a lot of fresh Oriental vegetables, so I am going to cheat a little bit and use a can. But with all the other flavorings of things that we're going to add to this, it's going to be very, very good. You know, I keep forgetting to pull the olive oil out, but now, as always with the rice, we want to brown that just a little bit first. Or at least I like to do it that way. Oh, gotcha. So it doesn't take long to get the oil hot. I'm going to add the rice. You see there was a mixture in there. You hear that? A little crackle. Alright, stir that up nice. Or 1 to 3. So if I had a cup of rice, I'd have 3 cups of liquid. I have a little under that. And this is our broth. Oh, look at this. There's 1. Ooh, yeah. 2, 3. And the little bit that's left here, I'm going to keep that and use that for a little bit of a liquid of sauce in the stir fry. Well, now I'll just kind of cut our vegetables up. Get a little bit of room here. Now I want to show you a little bit here on the broccoli what we're going to do. I'm going to cut these florets off. Now this stem is still tasty. I mean, you know, you can feel it. That part might be a little woody. We'll cut that off. But I want some nice bite-sized pieces of the broccoli. Just like this. That's all we're going to need. I'm going to put all of this together. This can all get cooked together because we don't want it too well done. That's the part. That part. Now with our garlic again, I'm going to keep this separate. I'll smash that down. I'm going to brown this in the oil before we throw the vegetables in. So the process is going to be, I'm going to throw the vegetables, the raw vegetables in, saute them a little bit, put the meat in, finish that up, drain the canned vegetables, add them, then when that's nice and hot, we'll put our broth together. And I'm going to thicken that with a little bit of cornstarch. So now I have my vegetables cut up, and look at this, just the right amount of broth. And I'm going to use 1.5, maybe a little more than 1.5 spoonfuls of cornstarch to thicken this with. This is going to be yummy. Alright, well let's go ahead and get our pan hot and start sauteing. Well, I've obviously had a little bit of liquid in there. You hear that, but that's alright. We'll throw the garlic in. Brown that up. Now stir-fry dishes are very, very quick. So I let the rice is almost finished. While the rice has been cooking, I've had the camera off and just enjoying my brandy here. So, now you see now, oh yeah, you can tell when the garlic is done just by the aroma. Now our vegetables. Remember, we don't want to overdo them. Now you may or may not have noticed, I haven't added any seasonings to this yet. The beef broth is going to season it. The soy sauce marinated on the meat is going to season it. But I am going to add a little bit of ground pepper. There we are. And now I'm going to add our touch of Old Bay. And by that I really do mean just a touch. You know, that's all we really need. Well, alright, now that's just about the way I like it. Sorry for reaching here, guys. Now I'm going to add the meat that also has the soy sauce in it. And you say, well, what about some of the blood that might be in that? You know what? That's just the natural juices of the meat, and it's flavorful. Now we're going to let that brown up a little. About 2.5–3 minutes. This has been about 1.5 minutes. And you see almost all the red is out of the meat. I'm going to throw in our, I'm sorry guys, but I'm going to throw in the canned vegetables. You can't have everything. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at the nice color in this. You see the broccoli is not overcooked. Now we're going to add our broth. You know, and if we need a little more seasoning to this, you can always add it at the table. I'm going to go ahead and shut that way down. Wait for the rice to cook. And again, the longest part of this was cooking the rice. You can cook these type of meals in 15 minutes or less from start to finish. It's the starch that takes a little bit of time. Alright, it's time to plate up. I've put my circle of rice. Now my meat dish in the middle. Oops, you're trying to get away. So here we are, gourmet meals on a 30-foot sailboat. Bon appetit.